10.
Do you have that?
No memory of what we were doing really last time, but
That's fine. I shall recap.
Okay.
Some bitch stole a necklace.
You
Yeah.
have, after 3 days fishing for pearls on the banks of Lake Gratanda in the
it's all
mountain
coming back to me now.
at the east, descended for a night, hoping to find supplies, digging equipment, pick up some loot, replenish your stock of food, maybe get a good night's sleep away from the cold of the night. Been invited to the celebration of the moonrise in the mining town of Grovedrift. This is one night a year where the full moon shines into the light of their open mine chasm. And the whole town had assembled in time for your arrival, with a great feast, with some music, with dancing, with celebration. And you were directly invited to sit at the table of Lord Stenbrot to witness and help celebrate with the town this annual event for them. It was there, sat at that table, that you noticed Stenbrot's wife, Lady Lysander, had 5 of the pearls that you had been seeking around her necklace. In your hunting, you had found 17 of the 20. 5 would complete that set of the 20 that you had been seeking, and even give you a little surplus. However, your plan perhaps to heist, to steal, to finesse these final pearls was interrupted by a swarming mass of hooded individuals bearing daggers who marched upon the table, caused a ruckus. Eventually, one single survivor snatching the pearls and escaping away into the night. The others have all been severely wounded and are dead or dying, except for one who is pinned to the table by one Rolf. It is the night, the moon is bright, silvery monochrome, filling the chamber, and it gleams and sparkles. And a cold night air bites at your skin, despite the fires lit within the mine entrance. The townfolk have mostly fled to their homes, shrieking at the sight of violence. They were not prepared for it on this night of Manupgang. And the scene around you is chaos, blood, spilled food, shattered cups, and flickering torchlight and fire. Sam, in your arms, a man grunts.
That sounds like I'm cuddling him.
Yes, you are.
I thought he was under my foot.
You have kind of pinned him to the ground. I don't know if you'll have tied him up yet.
Yeah, I explicitly said I tied him up.
Oh, in which
That's
case,
right.
yeah, you have tied him up with rope. We will start with Gav. We will start with Vrak of the Burning North, for you have chased the single interloper out into the night and watched them flee on a horse into the forest below the town of Grovedrift. You think maybe it's a bit dark to pursue them through the woods that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, so I've rounded up their horse.
Yeah.
Their few horses they had, I think there was 6.
Well,
So I'm probably gone from the cave for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so there was a horse each.
Yeah, there was more than 3 anyway, so there was a good few, wasn't there?
There were loads of
I
horses.
got 11
Yeah.
written down.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
okay.
there
So
were
basically,
there were
I'm
12
gonna spend
raiders
10
and they had a
minutes.
horse each. And one
Yeah, I'm
got
going to
away.
spend 10 minutes like tying up the 11 together, and then I'm going to lead them back into town.
Yeah, kind of in a kind of procession.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And instead of stopping anywhere, I'm just going to lead them straight to the mine, because who knows what other evils lurking in the night.
Yeah. absolutely. Yeah, and people around you are getting home. They look nervous. They look at you nervously, and they go into their homes and they close the shutters. And you can see around town. You can see lamps being lit behind shuttered windows. You can see doors being barred and hear people hushing as you lead this procession of horses back up towards the mine. But people generally don't seem hurt.
Except for the 11 dead cultists.
Well, sure. 10 dead, 1 captured.
I'm blissfully unaware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lead up, tie them all to the post that I'm sure is around the front of the mine, and head back inside to see what my I'm wary to call them friends, but associates have gotten up to this evening in
Absolutely.
my absence.
The rest of you in the place, you'll recall Lysander, a young woman. Her accent doesn't place her as a local, but she's not a foreigner either as such. She is effectively curled up and weeping, and is difficult to console. I don't know if you've attempted it in the time that you've been here.
Yeah, I did and failed.
Yeah. Stenbrot, you will recall, fled into the darkness. You haven't seen, sign of him since. In the time that you've been tying up this final interloper. And eventually Vruck reappears silhouetted in the moonlight above you. Will have been doing anything else in the time that he's been away? Let's say he's been away 15,
yeah.
nearly 20 minutes.
I
in
would
that
like to have gone round and searched some of the bodies and fucking got my arrows that I
Yeah.
could retrieve.
How many did you fire in the end, Vic?
5.
You fired 5. Roll me a d6 then.
That's a normal dice, isn't it?
Yeah, normal die.
That's- You
Yeah.
find 6 arrows.
5.
5. Yeah, you can find all 5 arrows. And that's fine.
Nice.
Very nice.
I think I'll.
Do we?
I want to run after Stenbrot. Try and retrieve him.
Oh,
Yeah.
we already looted cloaks and shit off of these, didn't we?
So if we're looking for, they've got their cloaks are not fantastic, but they're they're heavy enough. They're a dark canvas with a kind of silvery trim, and the trim gleams in the moonlight in the same way that lots of other things have done.
I think I took a dagger off them because I have a boot dagger written on my thing.
They have daggers each, so
Yeah, I must have took a dagger off them.
yeah, and they're not huge, but they're pretty sharp. They're not
I'll
bad.
take a cloak as well. A non-bloodied cloak.
Non-bloodied cloak, yeah, easy enough.
I'd
Maybe the
take
guy
one of their
snapped his knee.
daggers.
Yeah,
as well.
you can take a dagger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down at some point when I get back to the cave. I wouldn't mind an old dagger in the boot as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely fine.
as would I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to do that.
Yeah, so like 15 minutes later, I'll rock back up, and you'll hear the neighing of a smorgasbord of horses
Yeah.
outside, and maybe even see them from the entrance to the mine. And I'll stroll in.
In the meanwhile, I'd like to offer my lady some chewing tobacco and say, goes great after sex and also after violence.
She'll look up at you with tear-stained eyes and say, what's going to happen?"
That I don't know, mine fair lady. Don't worry. Sorry, I'm being really English.
Yeah.
Do not worry, mine friend. While you're with us, you'll be safe. Chewing
But-
very loudly.
And she kind of creeps over to look at the person. You know, because there are dead people right next to her. There are people that you've just outright killed.
Yeah.
I can't remember how this person killed. Did they get killed by falling off the table? Let's say.
No, that's the one I jumped into and smashed in the neck with
Number
an axe.
3 here. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, and so she'll come back and tip back at their hood, and this is not a young woman, but a woman. She's she's got the look of a woman that's had a lot of meals, maybe raised some kids, worked a hard life in the woods, same as everybody else. Her face is weathered, her hair is tied up in a neat kind of bun. She's not small, but you can see from the kind of softness of her features, the roundness of her features, the lack of hair on her chin, that this is a woman nonetheless, and her eyes are staring and blank. All the color has faded from her face, and from the blood has gone from beneath the skin to on top of it, largely. And Lysander gasps and whimpers and retreats back with her back against the table and is curled up. The man that you've tied up, you've not given a good look at yet. Are you going to do anything with?
For all of us to be together, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Gex, you're
And
going to
for
go.
the man to be back that he's chasing.
Yeah, you're going to go back and look for Stenbrot.
Yeah,
Gex.
try and fucking catch up to him.
Okay. It gets
The
pretty
coward.
dark past where you are. And so, like, for somebody that knows the mines, possibly they could find their way a little bit, but it's going to be difficult for you going in the dark.
I believe I have a lantern oil and an oil lamp. Do I need
Yeah,
to? Oh,
okay.
and a fire steel. So I have all the
Okay.
ingredients required to light my lantern.
Then do so, and you may do so, and you can see these tunnels as they lead off, and a
I'll
little
just
bit of
holler
where they
for
go.
him. Stenbrot, it's clear they're all dead. You are saved.
And you hear nothing back.
No, I don't
Not
want to
yet,
get
anyway.
We'll go get him together. I'll wait here. Yeah. I'll just wait for the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And Gav, you can make your way back into the mine. You can steal this person here's dagger.
One got away, lads.
Bastard.
Didn't want to go after him. Don't know these woods. So what's all this about then, Miss Mayor? Lady. You. Pointing kind of at this woman.
They took my necklace. Did you get it back?
No. Why would they take your necklace?
It's valuable.
It's not that
think.
valuable.
Well, it's
This room is now empty except for us, her, and the guy on the ground.
yes.
Okay.
And all the bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I
Although
mean,
I mean, from what you can see, at least, yeah.
why do they come for you? What was with all the funny dresses? What's with all that shiny stuff written on them? You do know.
They
wanted you. They just got away with the necklace.
This is, and she points down at the woman whose hood she'd taken down. This is Maurel. She keeps pigs in the valley.
In the valley, see.
Yeah, sure.
Is that
yeah.
far?
Valley.
He used to keep pigs in the valley.
Well, not far.
So what's this all about? Because this stinks of some sort of religious crap. Us against them sort of stuff. Now we got mixed up in the middle of it, and these lands foreign to us. What are we going to do? We have to go down through that valley now to make our ways home.
Well,
I'm guessing. Or even if we don't, I'll say that.
that's certainly the way you came. Is the mountain
Okay,
roads will
cool,
have led
yeah.
into valleys, and
Yeah, makes sense.
unless she's talking about some other valley that you've got no reason to think, you'll have to pass farming settlements and things on the way, so it's not unreasonable that might be who she's talking about. But I don't think
I
you
know
can take
there's
the
some.
time to.
Yeah, no, I don't really care if it's the one valley or not. I'm just trying to kind of get more out of her while she's alone and scared in the dark with her husband or her fella just run away like a bloody card. Look, when I was a kid, I escaped from one of these strange cults, so I know the signs. And this sure as shit looked like some of the signs to me. I think my dude's accent is changing every week. But...
It's fine. That's the fun of it. Well, I don't know all these people, but they look like, they look
locals,
like anybody else. They could be, but people have been coming. This is last year for Manopgang. Not many people could come. There was a sickness somewhere, I think.
I remember the pandemic,
And now we were so excited for this celebration, and we sent invitations to everybody. Stenbrot sent messengers, days riding, to tell people about the moonrise and the jewels I would be wearing. They haven't
That
been.
doesn't make any sense. If they wanted to steal jewels, why not wait until dawn and just break into your house?
These ones, I don't know. Did you see them?
Shit job.
One got away. I got the rest of their horses. They're coming with us for sale. For sale.
Oh, dinner.
Those
I like horse. I like horse.
Those pearls, they've been. Stenbrot told me they've been in his family for as long as his family have been here, but they only come out for Manopgang. They're special for it. They're locked
like
away all the rest of the time.
sentimental crap.
They were, you will recall, really properly kind of gleaming in the moonlight.
Magical
Maybe
pearls.
magical.
Yeah, but also we're sitting on what, 17 pearls?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, tied up in
So
a bag
it's like,
on your waist.
exactly. So it's like, I'm just not convinced that these are special. I think they want her, and it's some weird shit, but who knows?
Yeah.
Well, when your husband finally shows up from the gloom back there, maybe he can pay us to go and retrieve these pearls of his family's, I mean. Yours now, if I'm correctly understood. You married?
We are. 3 winters ago.
Congratulations.
You married a coward.
That is definitely true.
Should eat his liver.
Looks like you passed out at dinner. Don't know what you were talking about. Have you searched their bodies?
No drugs.
Anything valuable? This is to Vic's character.
drugs.
No. Just cloaks and daggers. Nothing
Well,
of use.
we got 11 horses to sell, guys. That should earn us a pretty
And
penny.
emergency food.
Yeah, that as well.
I like horse.
You
Well,
said
Hilda can have a friend.
yeah, or a mate.
You can make donkey. You can make jackass.
Where's
Horse fuck donkey. They make jackass.
where's the mayor? Looking at. Sorry, I've lost memory of all the character names. Looking over towards
Lisanne?
Urvarg.
Oh.
Where's Stenbrot?
He disappeared into the mine, but I kind of didn't want to go in on my own. Just because, I could get jumped. And there's lots of different paths. We've got a lot of ground to search.
He's scared of being lost.
What's
I
back
didn't.
there?
I didn't get you to
Miss
make a
Stenbrough.
presence test before, Gex, but you're welcome to in terms of calling for him to come out.
Yes.
No, in fact, no. Fuck it. I'll just. It doesn't matter. You
I
will
didn't call
hear
him out.
then. A kind of scratching and a scuffling from the entrance of one of the tunnels. And though he's staying in the shadows, it's pretty obvious that there's somebody there. You're all tuned now to the sounds of people moving in the dark.
I hear a scuffling and scratching in the entrance of one of the tunnels.
Yeah. Like somebody's kicked a pebble or a bit of dust.
Like someone's kicked a pebble.
I'll shout out like, Stenbrot, is that you? Get out here. They're all dealt with. And your wife is worried.
And he will teeter, and he's got a kind of tension to him, like his shoulders are up high, and he's looking around, his eyes are darting back and forth, and then when he realizes that you're not lying, and he's, there are dead people, but his wife is apparently unharmed, he will rush over and he'll hug her. But
Give them a moment if they want to, whatever.
Yeah.
But once he's kind of away, not away from her, but once he's finished hugging her or saying what he has to say to her,
Yeah.
Slapped for running away and leaving her.
Yeah.
I'll say, what's the value of this necklace? I mean, besides monetary.
Oh,
Why would these people dress like this come for it?
so it's the mark of the mountain. It represents the first treasure taken from this mine. It is the symbol of Grovedrift and Manapgang all in one.
Is there any legitimacy to its, like, if somebody, like a crown, as in, if you own it, do you own the mountain? And the mine?
Well,
is this
that's
just theft?
It has always been in my family. We have never called that into question.
I guess you'd want it back then.
Yes, sir, I would. If you gentlemen, kind travelers, are brave and willing into the night, I would give any other treasure I have for it, I think.
Well, for starters, we want some of those fucking pearls.
But the pearls are, as I say,
Well, is there any more pearls in town?
Listen, it is important to me that I know what is happening here, that someone who would wade into town and attack me and my family, my wife, that is the evil that must be crushed out. And if the pearls are lost, then so be it, I suppose. I must be safe, and the town, it must be safe from attackers, whoever they are. These are oh, and he obviously is also seeing now the face of the woman. They are they must be evil. It must be some secret evil. I cannot hear every whisper in every corner of this whole valley. But I cannot understand what would drive them to it.
Honey.
Well, there's foul things abroad in this land these last few seasons. Any number of things could have driven them to it.
It's true.
But we, sir, are but poor mercenaries. And before we are to go out and risk life and limb, like we did here tonight to protect your villagers and your good person and that of your wife, we should, we should be discussing payment.
Yours is for tonight anyway.
Listen, if you want the pearls, Yusa, and he'll look at you, Sam. He'll look to Rolf. Yusa, you say that you want the pearls? Is that why you are here in Grovedrift?
Don't want those pearls per se.
We just need 3 pearls.
Yes.
We were hired by some alchemists elsewhere to look for some pearls. We heard there was some in the mountains up in a lake here, but we couldn't find any.
Oh,
He
Only
wants
3.
just a few.
just a few. Well,
Starters.
How many do we need?
3.
you need
3.
3 more. Yeah.
We'll take them from anywhere, as long as they're the genuine thing. And they came from that lake up yonder.
Or the
Of
mine.
course.
Or, well, I don't know how pearls get in mines.
Magic.
So, I mean,
I
they
do
go up
sound
mountains, I guess.
really fucking strange at the minute. I want to
yeah.
try and cast invisibility on Gav as he's talking to Matey.
Why? They'll
Don't
fucking
want to
kill you.
freak. Want to freak him right out.
As a kind of intimidation roll.
As just a fucking this bloke. These people are fucking crazy because he's just
No.
one of them's turned invisible.
You're
right in
crazy.
fucking- Oh yeah.
Get it right.
Do you, I'll ask you, Vic, do you have any castings left for today? I can't remember how many
think
you
he
could do
goes
today.
Oh no. Yeah. It was only 2,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Oh, I can't then. It's a shame. Okay. Just wanted to freak Matey right out.
Stenbrook will look back and forth between you and say, yes, we have pearls, we have other gems, we have... it is at the end of harvest season. We have much food, more than you see here. You have weapons. We cannot give much, but we have smiths here in town who will sharpen and see to your weapons or armor. Anything you might seek. If it is gems you want, I have some, and I am sure the
Pearls.
community...
Pearls. We can't go back without 3 pearls.
Well, so
After
they are...
that, we can negotiate. But they are not negotiable. So they're either coming from the necklace, leaving only 2, or somebody's going up to that lake and dredging some out for us. Maybe the lack of 5 pearls on the necklace could serve to remind your community to be more
Alert.
circumspect about folk and the influences in the other areas about yourselves. Yeah, my dude doesn't always make a huge lot of sense. He's
Where was his town guards?
This is not a...
barely a town there, Rolf.
Village fighter.
Right, Ralph.
Where is that fucking militia?
You all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
I
names
take
right.
offence
Still.
to that.
Yeah.
Massive offence.
Fuck you, arsonist. Just
We-
'cause the mushrooms show me.
If... And he breathes in very deeply, and then kind of lets the air out and says, if that is where they must come from, then that is where I cannot risk this danger lurking and looming. The future of Grovedrift will always be different, and now it must be marked as such. If you can find what happened and tell me the truth, I will gladly give to you the stones you desire, the pearls.
You see, therein lies the problem. We came back to town to pick up some firewood and food, and we could go back up to that lake and spend another week in the cold, but, you know, with a roof over our heads. And we could eat and work during the day, dredge that lake as best we can, and probably turn up some pearls. Or we could draw a sword against an unknown quantity of people in an unknown land and risk our life and limb for 3 bloody pearls. I don't know what you boys think, looking around at the lads. I don't think that sounds kind of equal, does it?
Indeed, it does not.
Stenbrot's his mouth is peeling back into what you might think is a smile, or
Yeah.
it's like he's stifling a laugh. So if you, we have
You
visitors.
own a bloody mine. What's it mine?
We have visitors each year looking for pearls by that lake. Do you know how many I know to have been found in the last decade?
How many?
Blows
3
mind.
ever. In one whole decade, 3 have come to the Lake Gratanda. They look for pearls because they have heard the legend of mountain melt. They go onto the ice and they dig, and maybe they find one. They turn over all the rocks on the side of the lake. Maybe they find one. They cast a great net and dig at the silt in the bottom of the lake. Maybe they find one. I have heard of many, many more travelers who find nothing at all. Those pearls have great value in Galgenbeck or Kelgus beyond anything that is beyond any gold, beyond any silver I could dig up here. Even the finest coppers or irons. If you have a pearl from Lake Gratanda for a jeweler, that is exceptional. And we had 5 of them here in town. So I offer you 3. That is enough of 10 years' work for skilled men here.
Sounds good.
We blow his mind.
Sir, I
Sounds like we've
offer,
been sold.
sir, I offer you 5 if you can do what you want. The 5 that are there, they are. I will sign any story, any writ you take. You may take from me a finger if you need proof of it. Any price you may name.
Well,
But that is what
there'll
I
be a
have to offer
need
you.
for any digits. Right, where in the valley do you want us to go?
And he breathes deep.
You know these people? Kind of pointing at some of the bodies.
That is Mariola. Her and her son, they have pigs. They are.
They used to have pigs.
And he looks around, and his eyes settle on that of definitely a younger looking man on the other side of the table, and he kind of nods. And he looks back to you. This is Alman. Alman lives with a horse. It is less than 5 minutes. He was born here in Grovedrift. Born in the house next to my aunt, where she lived. These people are all of the town, of the valley.
Why
As
are
to
we
where they would
wasting
go.
our time with this oaf when we have a living one over there? Should we not be asking him where his friend might be?
Yeah, I like that
Think
idea.
so.
Yeah, we completely all forgot about that, didn't we?
Well, no, I was waiting until we negotiate with the mayor.
Yeah.
So,
We find
gentlemen,
out where they are, and then
We're
we
s-
take what we want.
so men, are we accepting this?
I think it's a reasonable proposition.
Land. Some
Yeah.
land.
What
to
about
split
land?
and do. It's
don't-
always nice to own land.
In the mountains?
It does not matter where.
This land is
Can't
kind
grow
of
shit
shit.
up here.
This land
It's
is
still
shit.
land for you.
Well, he just wants to grow mushrooms, and he can probably grow them up there.
They
Besides, we have to go back to how many days away from like the big city and the dude we are working for?
To
Are
the,
we?
I've been
it was the Shadow King, so you'll be riding a day to get down the mountains, a day to get to the edge of town, and then a kind of it took you not quite a day to get from, because the city is ruined, and you know, Galgenbeck, which is the city, is kind of in tatters as a town. Really, it is in itself ruins, and so kind of getting your way around there can be labyrinthine. These kind of getting out of it went much smoother for you than you'd have expected. The roads seemed open when probably they shouldn't have been, or weren't even the day before. But you'll be at least 2.5 days, possibly 3, getting back to the Shadow King.
Cool.
We'll do your job, Mr. Mayor, but you might want to take your lady home. We're about to have a little talk to that one over there, and it ain't for her sex to be witnessing what's about to be done.
Yeah, this is true.
And he nods and stands and takes his wife by the elbow and lifts her to her feet, and yeah, they creep out. Yeah.
All right,
And they-
sunshine. I'm gonna go over to one of the braziers, the freestanding braziers that was here,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
and I'm going to move it to the head of one of the tables that everyone was drinking at.
This person is tied up. Are they sat, Sam? Are they sat with their hands behind their
He's
back?
currently underneath the heel of my foot
Okay, cool. Yeah.
on the floor, face down.
Get him onto the table there, boys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lean the brazier down so the head of it is against the head of the table.
What's that? While he's doing that, could I be heating an arrowhead up in one of the braziers?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah. This person has said nothing. They look fucking furious. The man looks furious.
Your face is going to change soon.
Who are your friends?
What was this shit about? In fact, pretty much everything we asked that fucking coward, we were going to ask you now. And I'm going to draw out my warhammer. Sorry, I might have had to stop at the inn.
Yeah.
And picked up my warhammer and shield, but after
Okay.
that shit, definitely.
I'm happy with that. You had time to do that.
Yeah, if that's okay.
Have you gotten anybody else's stuff?
I had all my stuff on me.
I think
Yeah,
most of
I
the lads
left
had a lot of their
my-
weapons.
I left my hammer there, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay. In that case, if it's cool that I can, you don't mind us. It's really only for threatening.
You
this
had a
dude,
bunch of
you know.
horses.
So I had a load of horses and a load of time.
Yeah.
We also have daggers.
I've
If
got
that's
a fucking
okay.
great big axe.
Oh, we can quarter him.
Well, I do have my hand axe on me as well. It's took that anyway, so
Let's use a smaller axe, even
Oh, we
less.
could have some fun.
I'm gonna manhandle this guy up onto the table.
Yeah.
So he is lying on the table. But his legs are dangling off the end. If it's like a regular time to kitchen or not kitchen, like a bar beer garden size kind of bench table thing.
Yeah.
Like if it's a 6-foot table, he's kind of halfway up, dangling off the end, and about 2 foot above his head is that burning brazier at a weird angle, smouldering the tops of the table maybe.
Yeah.
And go over to one of the other tables, grab a beer that's probably sitting, and just swig it back. Now the dirty work.
This is the fun work.
Is he gagged?
Is he gagged, Sam?
No. He couldn't talk because I had my foot on him, but he's alright now.
Yeah. He's been Not growling, but kind of grunting at you, and that's all that he's made in terms of noise.
All right, so you fucking degen.
Put it in the fridge.
What's the story with these stupid costumes? And I waving like I
Yeah.
bundled up a cultist cloak and I have it kind of draped over my belt, kind of like the other thing I have.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna take it with me, but you know, so hopefully one that isn't too covered in blood. But yeah, it's like just waving this kind of the embroidery on it of it. The like, what's all this shit mean? Why do you just want the necklace? What's this all about?
Mhm.
Is that it? Is that it? I'm gonna walk down to the foot of the table. I'm gonna grab his legs and I'm gonna slowly push him about a foot towards the fire. So he's now like a foot away from the fire and he'll slowly start to feel the heat. And
Yeah.
me being a pyromaniac and having real like long, dreaded, manky hair, it's like I know he probably doesn't, but that's not like yeah. This is my kind of fear. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's hot, and you can feel the heat of the coals on your eyes. You know, when you look into them and you get that twinkling, shifting glow of the coals, and you know that you're just going to be seeing an orange glow over the top of everything for hours now.
The way we
You know,
like
even
it.
this, yeah, absolutely. And you're transfixed for a brief second. The smell of the coal, the smoke of it tingling against your nostrils, and it brings you close. You push this man closer, and he lets
You
out more
smell that,
noise.
sunshine.
Yeah,
Let's push him up another few inches. That's your hair burning.
it is. It's starting to singe now. You're getting onto the bit of the table that's turning black as well, where the coals are spilled out, and it starts to go. And his teeth he's really kind of gritting his teeth. You can see his lower jaw shaking. You can see his hands balled really tight into fists so that his nails are cutting into the palms. You know, he's yeah. There is blood seeping between his teeth where and his mouth is peeled back. But he's not saying anything yet.
Look over at Philborn.
You can't fucking melt him. You push him any closer, he won't say anything. You cook his fucking head.
He's not using his head to talk.
Oh, he'll be talking in a minute. So I walk
I'm gonna
over.
kind of leave the scene, kind of go get another beer somewhere or find a bottle of something,
Yeah.
and
Your
walk
eyes
up.
feel slightly charred, Gav. You know. Yeah. Your lungs, you've got the hot breath of being that close to the fire for a little while, then. And Vic, yourself?
So I'm gonna stroll over with the fucking red hot arrow
Arrow.
tip.
Yeah.
A minute, and I'm going to get his fucking foot, pull the boot off his foot.
Yeah.
And then right in the bridge of the foot, push the arrowhead into his foot without saying shit.
Oof.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, and
And then I'm gonna ask him a question of why do you want the pearls and where would your friend be taking them?
and there's a yeah!
Talk or it gets worse. This is light punishment.
And his foot is shaking, and so that's making it worse. And this kind of black hot blood that steams comes out of the wound that you're cutting into him. There, you're pushing it in, point first, I guess.
No, flat.
Flat. Yeah,
Flat.
okay. But even so,
It's cooking
his,
into the skin.
his skin bubbles and chars, and
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 fat it would
sears.
start melting down, and
This is it,
yeah,
and
it's not a nice. And I can repeat the question again.
Give me a presence test this time.
Okay, which dice am I rolling? Big one?
Yeah, d20, and then add your presence bonus.
10 and what the fuck is my presence bonus? Shit.
I think you're going to have rolled
1.
enough anyway. It's fine. Yeah,
11.
that's enough. I'm happy with that. And he's looking down at you with this time you realise it's panic in his eyes, it's fear in his eyes, this level of pain. He's not gagged, but he opens his mouth, and as his teeth separate, blood starts dribbling out through his mouth.
He has bit his fucking tongue off. Obviously, I shout that so everyone can hear.
And his mouth moves in a way that's you can still make out the words. You've rolled high enough on the presence test, and the words that you make out are he comes, he returns, he comes.
Who is he? Don't play the pronoun game.
You all might know or at least have heard rumors of the great two-headed let me get the actual rulebook here.
And second, can someone jam knife in between his teeth, and I will cauterize wound with the arrowhead. I do not want him dying just yet.
I'll do it.
Do I need to roll to see if I fucking successfully?
So I will tell you all a little bit of something first. And this is of the two-headed basilisk, Verhu the Inexorable, or perhaps what the fuck? Yeah, let me look this up. Verhu the Inexorable, he who comes and speaks of annihilation and of the end of the world, his whose head is worshipped most in the crypts of Galgenbeck and the nameless scriptures of Anokschläger.
Huh.
He whose head is Borg, who is bitter, and Verhu, who bitter, rank with envy, and Verhu knows the damned truth. He who speaks of a rotten world that decays, and you have seen it all around you. There is a weight when this man whom you are torturing says he, and you are aware clearly that this is who he means. It is Gorg. It is Verhu that they are calling for. But you reach in. Give me, I think, an agility roll for this, Vic. To try and press the,
Yeah.
Sam, you've got your dagger in this guy's mouth. Coming up this close to the brazier, you will feel the hair on your arms singe slightly. Coming up to this, you're not going to hold it for too long. So you've got a 9 total.
Yeah.
That's more difficult. You're basically just waving this around in his mouth, and he screams some more.
Okay, maybe he can die.
But he's coughing and he's choking at blood, and you will hear the words. You can still make out them saying, "He will come. He will return. He will come. Yeah, can't stop him.
I take the arrow and I slowly, and I mean slowly, push it into his fucking eye and pop it out.
It's really very hot, and so you can feel the heat of the brazier against your arms, especially your forearms. The hairs on them are singeing. The guy's head itself is. But you come around, and he, his gurgled coughing and his words turn to shrieks and say, the growling and the grunting and the gurgling and the shrieking all kind of merge together.
That's enough of that noise. I'm going to slit his throat.
Just kill it. It
Yeah.
needs to die.
Fine. Yeah.
I had my fun.
Yeah, you better win your fight because I'm coming on your ass,
You
Ray.
one fucked up dude.
Yeah.
This is why you do not get on my bad side.
Yeah, that and the tea he makes.
Fucked up weirdo. I don't think I like mushrooms anymore.
That's
Never
not
thought you
the
had a thing for
mushrooms.
Right, well, we got a horse now.
Dinner.
Well, you can walk if you like. We can tie him up down at the stables beside the inn. Get the lad there to look after us. Look after them for a while.
Aye.
You paid for a place to sleep for the night. You are, you have had the day in the saddle, traveling, moving.
before
You've
we
eaten
leave,
well.
Well,
Yeah, not leaving now. We're gonna sleep, I think.
it's fucking
yeah, no, I mean before we
Steinbrat.
leave,
Yeah.
leave the room where I've just
Yeah.
tortured a dude, and you've got Steinbrat and his missus.
They've left.
they've
Oh,
left.
they
They've
left.
left, they
Ah,
went, yeah.
fuck! You shouldn't have let him leave. If he'd watched that, we'd been like, right, you're paying for our anything
What
food,
expertise? Oh no,
for-
they're
for our
paying for that
fucking-
anyway.
for our supplies.
If
Yeah.
we come back with the necklace, we got negotiating power because we can take the 3 pearls and give them back the necklace, and that might still have symbolic value for them.
Yeah, but I meant for the supplies for us to go out and fucking kill the dudes and find their shit.
Oh well, if there's anything we need, all we do is ask for it tomorrow morning.
Man,
Like I might be able to. I don't know if there's benefits. Yeah, if I could get
'cause
something
we
better
ain't
than
got much
fur
money.
armor. I got 2 silver. I'm paying for shit for the rest of this fucking season.
That's what I mean. We ain't got much money.
Yeah.
Back to the inn for the evening, look, gentlemen. I've got to stop calling you gentlemen. It's a
Aye.
bad habit.
I am no gentleman.
I like a few ales after a good bloodletting.
The adrenaline from the fight is wearing off, and the kind of drowsiness from eating a massive meal is starting to hit a little bit.
Doing exercise
yeah.
on a full stomach. Awful.
That's exactly it.
All right, well, untie the horse from outside and move back down towards the inn. And make sure these are all securely tied up. How much is a horse worth?
How much is a horse worth?
More
To
than
us.
you.
More than a donkey.
Yeah, Brunhilde's very important to me.
I bet she is.
Hey, let's keep some warm, yeah.
Exactly. You fuckers, you know I'm
I've
keeping you
seen
warm.
you sneak away in the night. What do you think I have invisibility for?
Like a horse is 80 silver.
Oh,
So
fuck, we
11
loaded.
horses is retiring money, yeah.
Yeah, for one of us.
If a night in hospice is, if a night in an inn is 3 silver, and a horse is
Oh,
80
let's just go
silver,
on the run.
yeah,
Fuck these pills. Fuck the Dark King or whatever he's called. Let's go.
the Shadow King.
Yeah, let's go to the fucking
Let's go
Mork
kill him.
Bahamas.
Horse thieves. Let's just fuck everything else off. Just get stealing horses.
Become bandits.
Yeah, new occupation.
Cattle
Let's go.
rustlers.
Ride those horses down to
Sorry,
West
Jed,
Nassau
we're ruining your campaign. Let's go.
Let's cattle rustle. As long as I get to torture people.
This is just cowboys now. You find a stack of 6 shooters.
Why, Petey? Oh, Jimbo has been down the creek.
Let's have a sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
need a rest.
Sounds good.
Oh my. Oh. Okay.
Sounds excellent.
You get your omens back when you sleep, or are they spent?
I'm gonna say we'll roll for new omens in the morning.
Okay.
And
Alrighty.
you can roll for powers as well, Vic.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So yeah, you're able to make your way back to the inn, and the young man who's in the inn looks at you and senses the change in your demeanor and hears you tie up many more horses than you arrived with earlier, and has the good sense not to ask any questions. And you're able to go up to your room with it was the one with the pine tree on it,
Was, yeah.
and find your beds made
I'll give
warm.
him a slap on the shoulder as we go past.
Yeah.
You better not have been in our room.
Ain't nobody been in your fucking room.
Not if they know what's good for them. My rat will tell me. Yeah, my bloke's just batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently so.
But the room's warm. The fire's been lit downstairs all night. So yeah, you're able to get a good night's sleep. You've eaten well.
Very good, very good.
The moon is the moonlight kind of catches a window and gleams in through it. But if you'd like, you can draw the curtains to get proper darkness.
Can I see trees out the window?
You cannot see trees out the window. There
I'll
are
leave the
just
curtains
buildings.
open.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
No 3 nightmares tonight.
No, you can just see, from this window. You can see across the street, and you can see it's like a farrier's, like a guy that sells livery for horses and things like that.
Livery.
Our next stop tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why there's space to tie up so many horses here.
Perfect.
Cool.
Not livery. Yeah, livery is the word, isn't it? Tack and things like that for the horse.
Yeah,
I can
tack.
gear.
Yeah.
Well, these horses all have their own saddles and shit.
Tack.
Bits. Shoes. Horseshoes.
That's a farrier. Or
Farrier.
farrier.
Farrier, not a farrier?
Farrier, I think.
Yeah.
I've
isn't that
got
what it says?
dyslexia, man.
Yeah. Yeah, a farrier and a livery are not the same thing, but they're
Yeah.
similar, aren't they? But Yeah.
Farrier's just like a blacksmith, isn't it?
I guess so. But for farrier
So
bits.
are the saddles worth fucking money separate to the horses?
I mean, like a saddle is worth money, but I'm going to say that's part of the 80 silver price. Is a horse with a saddle and things.
Horse and tag.
So let's say of that 80 silver that I quoted you, 20 of that is saddle and tack and things like that, and 60 of it is the horse itself.
Would we get more if we killed the horse and sold it as meat?
That is for you to negotiate,
No.
but I would imagine that a living and healthy horse is worth a lot more than dead horse in pieces.
Live meat keeps longer than if we kill them.
Yeah.
I just like killing things.
Apparently so.
And horse tastes good.
Oh, yes.
Very lean.
Okay, and right, okay, I'm gonna get some die rolls from many of you.
Oh, hey.
Can I first of all have just a d6, please, from anybody? Let's say from Gav, a d6.
Oh shit, I dropped one off the table. No.
4.
A 4? Yeah, okay, great. Alright, and then, right, so. For 4, then you can all just fill up your hit points, I don't care.
I think one of us
I'm
took
full,
damage.
I think we mostly survived that without taking any hits, didn't we?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, you did
I
pretty
was the
well
only
for it.
person who hurt, and I hurt myself.
Yeah, well,
You're
you've
one
never
hit
been the
point.
most mentally
Yeah.
stable.
You also
Yeah.
took 1 hit point and you have 1
tried
hit
to
point.
cast,
Yeah,
tried to cast a spell and fucking hurt myself.
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Paper cut.
For your powers, then, Vic, you roll presence plus d4. So you roll a d4.
I need PP. Just be a sec.
4,
4 plus your presence modifier.
5, which is 5. Oh, for some reason I have a thing on my thing that says powers presence plus D4 daily.
Yes, that's what we're doing now. Is we're rolling that d4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5.
Yeah. So 5 total. So you can cast 5 spells today.
Oh, that is a lot better. I could probably obliterate an entire group of people if I don't kill myself.
Yeah. Well, that's with an F in there, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely fine. And then yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Right. Should I wait until Gex is back? Yeah.
The gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah.
Question: where is my green stuff?
Tell you what, I'll get.
In the bong.
You should do it first. Sam, what's your HP, Sam?
5, is it?
5. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Got,
Yeah.
5. I'll have healed, right?
Yeah. So we'll work out. We'll put everybody's HP. So we'll go for a roll. There is a chance that it won't go up, but let's go. This is where we're going to wish we had roller strips. I will just gather all the d10s together. No, fuck it. There's no chance of everybody going down this. So everybody put their HP up by a d6.
Oh, cool.
Is this a milestone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On theater. I got a 4.
Fuck's sake.
Apologies.
Did you get a 1?
Back.
Did you get a 1?
Yeah.
Oh, Vic.
This is. I want to maintain the lethality, so no, you may not re-roll, but you can have 2 hit points rather than 1 hit point that you had before.
That's mighty generous of you.
Yeah.
I'm now up to 10.
Wait, what happened?
Roll
Rolling.
a d6 and add it to your hit point total.
Oh. 5.
We ate a really good meal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great.
What, like my total health just.
Your
11?
total health goes up by that d6.
Damn, son. So big rolled
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Again.
That's
Does our
incredible.
current health go up by then? As
Yeah,
well?
yeah. You're having a
okay.
sleep. Yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, your maximum. Yeah.
Oh,
Boy.
I like that.
I'd like the Vix characters just to squish.
But could
the cool-
also
yeah.
cast a spell and melt your eyes for your asshole. So
Absolutely.
Or your own eyes
Yeah.
through my asshole.
I could still potentially kill every single one of us nearly.
Including yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. What we'll do then? So you've got your. Yeah, let's do abilities as well. So roll a d6 against each of your abilities. If your result is equal to or greater than that ability, increase it by 1.
Well,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure all of our abilities are like 0.
So is that present strength, toughness?
Your present strength, your toughness, your agility. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So yeah.
I'm just gonna roll 4.
So first one,
Yeah.
strength.
Goes up.
Right now, I'm gonna roll 3.
So
that's 3
strength, I got
zeros.
3.
Yeah, strength and agility went up 1.
Agility goes up.
So presence is -1. Is there any different rules for that?
With abilities that
2,
are
3,
-3
3.
to +1 are always increased by 1. So yeah, if you roll, so you're not increasing it by the roll of the d6, but basically if you roll,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you.
yeah. So if you've
Do
got
I-
a negative in anything, just put it up by 1.
Do I add
Oh, yeah, all mine went up.
3 on strength because I rolled a 3?
No, you
No,
if you
it just goes
no,
up 1.
it goes up by 1.
I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
saved my agility roll for last, and I rolled a 1 on it, and I have a 1. Does that stay the
I don't
same?
think it goes up.
Equal or greater than. So yeah, put it up by 1 as well.
Oh, nice.
Jed,
I'm feeling generous. Yes, Sam.
with the toughness going up, does that give us more HP?
In this case, no.
Okay, that's just starting HP.
Yeah, that was your starting HP,
Yeah, cool.
but worth checking.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Rules Lawyer.
And agility's gone up 1, is it? 'Cause I've got another 3.
Yeah. Unless you had a +3 in your agility, yeah.
I got +1 in agility.
Look at us getting overpowered.
Yeah.
I got a 5 for presence.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, put your presence up by 1.
Presence your main stat though.
Yeah, I think because I got the fucking
With spells.
thingy. Yeah. Well, presence and agility are my sort of main stats, I guess. And then toughness 2, and I have a 0 in toughness anyway. There we go.
All right.
Good.
Okay. Just checking something else. Okay. You all sleep well. You sleep the sleep of men who have fought and eaten well and fought and won, crucially there. You sleep heavily and deeply and warmly in your beds. And something you are struck by, yeah, just you what am I trying to say? You awaken feeling very well rested. You know, the adrenaline of the fight wears off quickly, and by the time you got back to the inn, you were on the edge of crashing, and you know, very quickly as soon as you reached the bed, you were passed out basically. And so it is properly morning by the time you awaken. Dawn is cracking in through the window and finds each of your faces before you wake up. The beds themselves are made of fresh straw. They aren't uncomfortable at all. You stay warm. But waken inexorably, you do. The world outside the inn is not quiet, and you can't hear very well, but there's definitely something to hear there.
Did we leave the fucking mine just full of corpses?
You did leave the
Or
mine just full of
mutilated where they
corpses.
were? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
gonna
check-
minus myself an arrow as well because I probably left that thing stuck in mate's eye.
I'm gonna check on the horses before we order breakfast.
Okay.
I'm going to make a drink downstairs, but I'm listening.
Yeah, so as I said, the outside of the town is not quiet. People are rushing around.
Oh, sorry,
People
Jed.
seem to-
Just
yes.
to interrupt, I'm coming downstairs from the inn,
Yeah.
fully tooled up.
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
So yeah.
you are going to dress and arm yourself.
Yeah, and expecting to kind of leave after breakfast. So yeah, have all
Yeah.
of this stuff.
We are ready to go. No one minds me playing a completely fucking psycho motherfucker, do they?
This is the game.
Absolutely
This
not.
is entirely appropriate for the setting.
This is grimdark. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all right.
This is a rotting corpse of a world in which you are not but a worm.
We are the maggots.
Grows
Yeah.
fat. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just thought I'd just go fully into like fucking nutcase psychopathic motherfucker.
Totally fine, man. If you're having
'Cause-
fun.
It's the most role playing I think I've done properly. So
Yeah, we're not squeamish. We're
Yeah.
yeah, I'm worried about that fucking 880 gold that's hanging around outside this inn and this dodgy place. So that's my first port of call.
and before I fucking
Yeah.
kill and eat one.
Yeah, the horses are fine. They are not especially disturbed.
Cool.
Um,
That'll do me.
Yeah.
It's very loud outside. I do not think it will be worry for us though. They seen what we did to those people last night.
True.
I think they will be very scared.
Well, we
out
need
there.
breakfast and we need traveling rations.
I'm sure they will supply us food.
They
Come
will.
down and yeah. The young man that you saw the night before is knelt by the fireplace downstairs in the inn, in prayer. There's another man there, an older man with a white shirt and a beard. And he looks up at you, and there's a little bit of recognition in his face. Also, the two carry on in prayer by the window. But you open it, and the horses are tied up. They're absolutely fine.
I'm gonna adjust that silver holy symbol that I now have wearing over my clothing, opposed to under it, like I had all the other times.
Yeah.
And maybe even some of you guys haven't noticed it before. And it's like, yeah, we'll let them finish and then we'll order.
Yeah. They have, you'll see before them, they have a book of Psalms. They have themselves, a book of the nameless scriptures, and this is common for, religious folk of all shapes and sizes in the land. It is accepted as gospel now. But what you were told last night strikes you, against this context. This is a group perhaps who are bringing on the scriptures rather than learning from them.
Can I just come downstairs and have my pet rat on a shoulder?
Yeah.
And I see these people praying, and I go, "Who are you fucking praying to? There are no gods, just devils."
They will continue regardless.
I'm going to grab the creep by the arm and tell him, "Shut up, sit up."
Yeah, and there's a dining room. You can smell food cooked and bread that's been baked.
I'm hungry. Let's go find food. Leave these fools.
Yeah. But if all four of you sit, the prayers will take a couple of minutes more, and then they will come. And
I'm happy to let them pray.
Yeah, the man with the beard will smile warmly and say, "Welcome, guests. We have food for you. It is included with your room. I trust you had a pleasant night's sleep."
I'll stand up to shake his hand. Brack. Yeah, we had a good night's sleep, thank you. And your lad there, he's a good lad. Helped us last night.
Thank you, sir. My name is Tolman. This is my home. Thank you for your kind words about my son.
As Gab's saying that his son is a good lad, I'll be giving him a cheeky look straight into across the room.
Good.
Jesus, man. I thought fucking Vic was the psycho. So,
fucking creeping
I've
me
made
out.
friends of him, though.
Yeah, in your own fucking deluded mind.
Yeah, because I keep
It's like-
slapping him on the back.
Yeah, we're friends now. I've touched his groin.
Weird, man.
Right, so we've paid for last night. But we're going to make sure that the mayor reimburses you for any further nights and maybe even previous nights we stayed here.
Oh,
As you may have known, or even seen, you were at Muggle or whatever that thing last night was called.
I was, sir, and from what I saw and from what I've heard, I'm very glad that you yourselves were there also.
Well, we're off to find this necklace that's so valuable to your mayor. And he has promised us any number of jewels and wealth and blah, blah, blah. But we think it best that maybe everyone profits from this sort of thing.
Oh, well, Stenbrot is a good man. He cares deeply about the town.
Good. We'll need 3 or 4 days of rations for traveling. And we'll need a decent breakfast, because we might be risking our lives in any point later today.
Will you have
Down in the
alchemists
valley.
in town?
Sorry, what was the question there, Vic?
Do you have alchemists in town?
We have food, yes, it's easy to bring, but we have a herbalist who gathers.
That will do.
And for food, yes, we have fresh bread that my daughter has baked just this morning, and then preserved vegetables and gourds and squash, some potatoes, yes, some dried meat, some fresh meat even, if you would take it.
That sounds very good, Tolman. I'll see the mayor before we leave town this morning and make sure he knows, whatever happens to us, that he owes you for this.
Very well, yes. Would you like my son to take you to Stenbrot's home?
Yeah.
You would like your son.
Yeah, in fact, I'll let Yeah, exactly. I'll let Rolf go there and do that.
Tell me, what was his name?
Tolmond.
Stenbrot.
Stenbrot
sorry.
is the mayor. Tolmond is the innkeeper.
Herr
Tolman.
Tolmond. Does any of your lost my accent? Does any of the people of the village have armor or weapons available?
We have not many. There are smiths who may know how to make such things, but we do not keep a standing guard like many towns do. There's not much violence here often.
This is not a town.
Tell me their names and where they are.
Well, there's think of some names. Jed.
Names, yeah. Always have a list of names, Jed.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Totally,
online,
yeah.
get a list of names, put them in an Excel
absolutely.
spreadsheet.
Gunderson.
You can find Brint across the street here. He keeps tack for horses, but can smith, will make chain link, etc. if you like. And else, Svint will. He makes us for nails and picks and shovels and hardworking tools for the mine. You will find him closer to the mine entrance.
You can always hear a smithy.
Yeah.
Danke.
Vielen Dank.
Right, let's get some.
Yeah.
Let's have our death meal.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
As I'm eating, I look at the Tolman.
Coleman, yeah, sure,
Tolman.
yeah.
Who were you praying to? What
Oh,
God?
leave him alone.
I want to know what God.
He looks kind of sheepish.
Is there?
Just
sorry,
tell me.
Yeah.
Jed,
I will
is there a
not hurt you.
monotheistic religion, or what's the deal here?
Yeah, so in terms of it's not that much difference than Dark Ages Christianity.
Okay.
So a lot of it's going to be broadly different. So you were asking about the crucifix before, and yeah, that kind of symbolism is going to be present. It's just kind of swept or buried under certain things. You read about, especially during the Dark Ages and during kind of early medieval period, particular heresies taking hold that are, in their own eyes themselves, they are Christianity, but a particular variant of gospel, a particular passage or a particular doctrine will take hold. And that's more what we're dealing with here. And so people are, yeah, they are nominally Christian in that sense, or effectively, if you know what I mean there.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's some sort of paganism as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's bits of that, and people mark. Well, you've just seen people marking a particular passage of the moon. People will mark the seasons, and some people will still mark the seasons by the burying of certain fruits, the birth of certain effigies, perhaps the letting of certain bloods. People will mark the longest day and the return of the sun after the long winter. They celebrate Beltane and Yule and Samhain and Midsummer, the same as they always have, and the same as they probably always will. What's notable in this setting then is the kind of overlay of Christianity with this kind of apocalyptic prophecy that was revealed to a particular monk and written down in the nameless scripture and the book of Psalms there. Apocryphally and allegedly, although people will insist, well, it's just a story, is about these great basilisks, these great creeping dragons, which may or may not be of the world and may or may not be intended literally, or could be figures that are just useful for telling the story. But that's what is whispered around the campfire, that maybe this is these days which seem colder, these days in which people just seem a bit less friendly than they used to. Maybe that's what's coming. Is the
I
Yeah.
ask him what god, because that man, the fool who bit his fucking tongue off, was muttering something that sounded about gods or something coming. You
Orag.
couldn't-
Galin Gambrek. And some sort of Verug.
Verhu and
Verhu.
Verhu was the
Sounds like some devil to me.
Exactly. And the mayor knew people that was there that tried to take his wife. He knew these men.
oh
So
sir,
what does this man not know? He may
of
know these as well, or he may be part.
everyone has heard the names, the prophecies of the basilisk, but we do not follow them. We do not worship him or her. By that matter, I cannot. We would not welcome the basilisks into our home.
No one said her.
The basilisks.
Yes.
So I'm missing.
How much prior knowledge do we have over this, Jed?
There's so what I'm telling you there is like I say, it's a kind of folkloric thing where it's hard to get the same story told twice in different villages. Everybody's got their own version of it a little bit.
But so we would have heard it.
Yeah, you will have heard before of him who is, Verhu and Gorg, and she who is Lucy and Ankh. And it is from them that the prophecies are said to come. Mostly Verhu speaking to this particular monk, but of these great two-headed basilisks that are, so the story goes, going to be what tears apart the world, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Perhaps something different will come. Perhaps things will happen in a different way, but they're tied to it. Perhaps they're what's preventing it. Perhaps the two fighting because one of them is working towards the end and one of them is working to keep it back. Perhaps she is what gave birth to the earth and he is what is protecting it. Perhaps he is attempting to consume it and she at the same time is passing things out. Perhaps
Sounds like
they both
gibberish
are
to me,
biting in
lads.
different directions. Yeah, absolutely.
Bloody cult stuff.
And so you will
Listen to
hear
me, I know about it.
different stories in different parts of every fireside you sit beside, you'll hear a different version of these stories, a different guess as to what the scripture tells and who these figures might actually be. Your particular cult, Gav, that you left was a more hopeful one.
Oh yes, it was probably the most hopeful cult in this grimdark
Oh,
world.
Jesus the
Yeah.
Redeemer.
It was no, it was like a love cult. So it was Jesus
Oh,
the
yeah.
Procreator. It was like, yeah, I'm thinking that's what it was like.
Jesus
Yeah.
the Rimmer.
Absolutely, yeah. And the world is being reborn. It is not ending. It is growing. It is emerging. It is
Yeah.
itself an egg
It's like,
which hatches.
yeah, this is the time in the womb, and it's dark and
Yeah.
scary, but something greater is gonna come from
Yeah.
beyond. It was all bullshit, guys.
Yeah.
The world's fucked. Burn it all down. Start again.
Yeah. And things are just
Wow.
wonderful and waiting to happen. And what
They
we
just
need
need
to
the
do
trees
is
all burnt, so the new land can grow.
tap at the edge of the shell and push our noses out and
You-
expose ourselves to the true light of the shimmering fields beyond.
You expose yourself to me, you get an arrow in your ass. It may be meat, it may
Why?
be metal.
Why do we hang around with this guy? He's done nothing but stick his face in the soup and fucking freaked us out.
Yeah.
That I do not.
I thought he was your friend.
I thought it was your friend.
It's nothing to do with me.
Maybe he came with the donkey. Oh,
Because you know
Poor
I can...
choice of words.
are we still doing phrasing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Rolf is going to go talk to the mayor to okay all the
Oh, I was gonna go
rampant
to the Smith.
expenditure. Well, the Smith and the mayor, no? Because I thought
Okay.
the boy was going to show you the way
Oh,
around
yeah,
town.
yeah.
So if you just ensure that the dude, the mayor, pays for all this minor shit that we're going to pick up, and then we'll be on our way. In the meantime, I'm going to go out and pick, like, what do we need? 3 horses? 4?
Well, there's.
You guys just have donkeys?
Did they tell me where the alchemist or herbalist is?
I have a
'Cause
donkey,
want to go
but
visit.
I want
For-
a separate donkey for my horse. For my dog.
Further down the
sorry.
hill,
Oh,
Vic.
that's ridiculous.
I want
There's the
to, yeah.
herbalist hut. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go visit the herbalist and see if she'll sell me some like hallucinogenic mushrooms or some sort of fucking drugs. How much silver is that going to cost me, and what can I get?
You'll have to go and find out. Let's go. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
A horse
Absolutely.
each, Gav.
Where's my rules on
Well, yeah. I'm
herbalism?
just going to
On
pick out
random
two
ass
good
shit.
ones, or ones I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing some proper roleplay for once. I'm
Yeah.
not just being like.
Can I have a male horse?
You can.
Can I have a pale horse?
Let's make a fucking donkey.
Yeah.
It's a jackass.
I'm just gonna
Or
make
isn't it?
a-
It might be a donkey actually.
I'm just going to assess the horses and pick the tamest ones, or the ones that look. I want to kind of say least trained, because I'm just wary about riding somebody else's horse into their
Yeah.
homeland.
I
and
want
somebody
the
else calling
meatiest
them.
one.
Yeah, because I'm borrowing a couple of dice off you.
I want the
what
meatiest
God.
one for emergency ration.
Back in a sec.
Okay.
Called a hinny.
Is it a hinny?
Yeah.
Because
I had-
there's like weird names in it.
I had to Google it. Female donkey and male horse can reproduce and it makes a hinny.
And then the other
Yeah.
one is it a jackass the other way?
It's
Or
a
is it-
mule.
Or
Yeah.
mule? That's it, mule.
Yeah.
An ass is just a donkey, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Jackasses, yeah. So.
Okay. Vic,
the mule.
you can make your way downhill
Okay.
and you can find what is recognizably from the garden, the little fenced off garden with foxgloves and various herbs. You'll find rosemary and thyme in amongst other things, but also little flowers, primroses, everything like that. And also you might recognize something more exotic like belladonna and certain orchids, all being cultivated outside the front of this house. The chimney is
Yes.
billowing beneath a thatch, a turfed roof rather than a thatch roof, which a lot of these places have.
I
And
could
there's a
have some
candlelight
fun with
inside.
these. That's what my bloke is thinking, literally.
Yeah,
Looking at
sure.
this shit, thinking, I could have some fun with these, with those boys. They wouldn't know what touched them.
Yeah.
Do I hear
But
any bugs singing in the around the garden?
you do. Yeah, they are buzzing away. They have a wondrous, happy song. The morning air and the dew on the leaves is just so pleasant and so inviting for them. The flowers themselves, like you're able to recognize things, but flowers, there's not much that's really blooming this time of year.
Yeah.
It's getting in towards winter. But the insects themselves are still busy and hard at work. They are having a wonderful time. The earth itself seems to just, this is a good, strong, healthy place for you.
Okay. I go knock on the door. I be polite for once.
Yeah.
I knock on the door and wait a minute or two to see if she
Yeah.
answer or they answer.
Yeah, and a person does come and answer the door, and you realize after a second they are stooped. This is quite a tall person dressed in a simple black robe, and their face is smooth and round and pale, and they look down at you and say,
Do they oldish, youngish,
um
middle-aged?
youngish, younger than you.
Okay. Why, you're
Probably you
quite
would
the
guess,
fucking
but
giant.
otherwise possibly comfortable. They are, as I can say, kind of lanky, tall, and slim.
Why aren't
But
you quite the fucking giant?
I, pardon me? Hello? Pleasure
Hello.
to meet you.
Hello, little tall person. I'm gonna
What,
give off the error of like being very odd straight away.
uh,
No, just looking at you.
what can I do for you?
I need some plants. Hallucinogenic mushroom or something of the kind.
Oh, okay, yes, this is the season for those. Just give me 1 second, and they're going to close the door,
You best come back.
All the pigs.
and then they'll come back a second later. And sorry, I just had to take something off the boil.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, right. Um,
I need things that give you. I have a mushrooms, hallucinogenic mushroom, or poppy seed opium, or milk of the poppy.
yes, of course, yes. Very well. Let us have a dig around. I have Azumil's vapors. They're ground to a powder, I'm afraid. Well, Izumil's they're ground to a powder, so they'll vaporize. I'm afraid I don't have any dried, but things like this are nice. They get into you
They just need to
very
get into
quickly.
your system.
Yeah, and you'll know from this if you powder these things up, you'll be able to weaponize them potentially as well.
Hmm.
He's just going to weaponize them for himself. He's now got 2 hit points.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then milk of the poppy, milk of the poppy. I don't have any poppy. I have got yes, okie dokie, yes. And they bring up a little a small vial of some fairly milky looking stuff anyway, and whether it is
Can I smell?
poppy or you may, yeah. And there's a little bit of paper with an EV written on the vial.
I wrote a thingy to see if I know roughly what it could be. Or...
Give me it's quite invigorating, good for infections.
I not need infection. I not get sick very quickly.
It'll bring the
Not
pain
like
off
that.
should you be hurt as well. If that's what you're looking for poppies for. Different kinds of hurt, different kinds of relief.
A little bit. but pain from relief from a different pain. I hear things all the time.
Well, I could do you a vial like this for 8 silver, and the Azumials for 5. Can't give these things away for free, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Guess the mayor's paying for those.
You're trying to rob me.
I
Do you know what happened last night?
beg your pardon?
Do you know what happened in the mine?
Well, it was Mallup Gang.
Yes.
You don't recognize this person, Vic. You don't recall seeing them.
There's no one. Do you not have ears? Do you not talk to neighbors? Do you not go buy food in the day and talk to people?
It is quite early in the morning if you're speaking to me about late last night. If you wish to make a demand of me, perhaps you would be willing to consider I have to make a living myself.
I give you. The mayor will pay.
If you're an employee of Stenbrot's, that's absolutely fine. You may bring me a writ of credit, or
The
else the
mayor will
silver
pay.
itself taken from a public chitty. I have done this before. If you're trying to persuade them, you can give me a presence roll, Vic, but
Okay.
yeah,
You creeped her out enough.
That's half the point, though. He's a creepy
Yeah.
bastard.
It's going to be quite difficult because you're just coming up and demanding that they give you stuff.
Exactly. He is fucking insane, so.
Yeah.
Should we do that again?
What did you roll?
15.
15 total. Yeah.
That was just an R push on it, though. Do you want me to proper to just
Give it a proper roll and give us your presence bonus.
12?
12 total. Yeah, they're looking at you and say, I'll keep these things here ready for you. You can go to the mayor's house. You can have a writ of credit. The secretary there will give it to you.
Okay. And give you time to hear what happened yesterday. I'll wander off and look for a Ralph with his young boy.
Yeah. You'll hear the door bolt when you close it when they go back.
And as I walk off, I'm just laughing quite loudly
Yeah.
and maniacally, just like.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Right, what now?
So Sam, you are going to. Where are you? So the Tolman's son, who still hasn't given you his name, I don't think, kind of, sits
I
with
thought
you
we
at
got a name
breakfast.
off the kid, did we? No.
Did you not?
Yeah, it's just the boy.
I've nothing
Yeah.
written down with
Yeah,
it.
it's
The
just
boy.
The boy.
You
The
there,
boy.
Whoa, boy.
Yeah.
Whoa, Johnny.
What am I
Tolman's
doing
son
with the
will.
mayor again? Sorry, my brain is shutting down.
You were making sure that the mayor okays our expenditure in town.
Roger.
And then you also wanted to go and get armor/weapons or something, I don't know.
Yeah. I'll pop into the blacksmith.
Want to cross the road first?
Yeah.
Whose name was Brent?
German.
And is kind of just arriving when you get up, when you get out there, and he's opening up his his store, and before he's even started things, but he sees you come out and says, a large party riding in. Wait, I know you from Malupgang.
Ja, guten Tag.
Um,
My name is Rolf.
what is what happened after people left?
Well, how many was it? Like 10, wasn't it?
Pardon?
How many people was it that came in to attack
12,
us?
12 of them.
12 came in, 1 left.
Well, we were attacked by Wolf people. They came to steal the pearls from the mayor's lady friend.
Oh dear. And were they successful?
Well, 11 of them, because I didn't look up 11, make it.
Elf.
Didn't make it back alive. Von has escaped with
Thanks.
with the pearls.
Surprised
Oh.
you're going French.
Whatever.
The flaming pills.
You just had a second vertigo thing in the middle of all of that. So
That is
brain's a little bit fucked.
quite tragic. That is the mayor sending people to recover them?
Ah, yes, that is why I'm here. Me and my party of friends are we're heading out to hunt down this last person.
Of course. Well, what can I do for you?
What have you got in the way of weaponry and armor?
Oh, sir, we have. I have many hammers and weaponry. So I have much. This is a farrier's. I keep horseshoes and bridles and leathercraft. We
There's
have.
nothing you keep for yourself?
I carry a knife on most days, but there's not much call for violence in Groveklift.
That is a shame. And unfortunately, a reality you are going to have to come to terms with.
So it seems.
Well, I recommend you and presumably some work on his own.
Mm,
He's probably got an apprentice or something.
yeah, it would do. Yeah.
You
imagine
and
so.
your employees arm up and prepare the village to protect itself should something like this happen ever again.
It has been some time since I made the likes of a sword, but I will.
Yeah. Sorry to bring the bad news and all this misfortune.
I understand.
And then I'll turn around, slap the boy on the back, and say, "To the mayor we go."
And he doesn't quite fall down, but he's doesn't look super happy about it, but that's fine.
He's my friend now.
Yeah, I know.
Friend by force.
And he nods, and he nods at Brent, the smith, the farrier, and turns around and leaves.
Oh, and on the way out, I just say one more thing. Do you have any exceptional tack? Me and my friends have just come into 4 horses.
Oh,
More than that.
Wow. We'll keep them 4, right?
Yeah.
Exceptional.
never came into a horse.
Sorry, are we saying Fraser or what? Just anything extra nice. Make us go faster, carry more, nicer on horses.
Oh, it has been known I do not keep fine work in, but tell me what you are searching for, perhaps. A fine saddle?
I don't really know the answers to this yet, but just like
Yeah.
4 things that are going to make our horses nice and comfy to ride for a long time and
Yeah,
not kill the horses.
I have good quality leather, which I save often for special clients. From what I recall of last night, you are traveling men. You will appreciate this, I think.
Okay, that would be great. I'll be back if you could arrange it, and I'll talk to the mayor. He's offered to pay for all our commodities we require for his.
Oh, is this? If this is truth, then you should come by. Maybe last thing tonight, otherwise tomorrow morning. I will try to have them ready for you.
Perfect.
That's
And
secret.
then yeah. Schnell, to the mayor. I'll bark in his ear.
Yeah. Gex, what are you up to in town?
No idea.
You know, idea? You're just
No.
gonna stay in the inn and eat a really big dinner?
That sounds grand. Yeah,
Yeah, eat lots.
yeah. My
Try
brain's
and find your way into their spirits cabinet and into their vodka.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Brain's not working.
Totally fine. That's all right.
Yeah, I'll
Gav,
be doing
yeah,
the same, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm going to be staying in the inn as the lads are going out and doing their stuff, and I'll just be, we might be dying later today, so I'll be sitting over by the fire. If it's not lit, I'll have lit it.
Yeah.
And I'll just be ordering, like, sweet things, stuff I normally wouldn't afford or treat myself with.
Mhm.
And, like, maybe a whiskey or two and a few beers in order, because we've a day's ride down the road, so better to be
yourself
drunk in the
home.
saddle.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It's like, yeah, I'll stay with Urvag and do that.
Good.
No problem. Sam, so you are heading to the mayor's house, and Tolman's son can take you through there.
Yeah.
And it leads you. It's up the hill a little bit, but slightly away from the mine's entrance. There's a large house, and when I say large, this one's got 2 stories and a small.
I
What you
just out
might
of
think of.
interest
Yeah.
on the way, can I spy any activity down to the mine? Are they cutting out bodies?
There is a small crowd at the entrance of the mine. It looks mostly like people are in their mining clothes, like they might have gotten up to go to work. But people don't seem to be going in. A few people are standing and looking away from it. But yeah, the boy takes you to the mayor's house. And he knocks at the door and then pushes in, and you go into a kind of antechamber, kind of hall. That it opens up. And there is a large table there inside that could seat an awful lot of people, and one large comfortable seat there at the back.
Go in, I'll eye it up, and say under my breath, look at that.
And there are a few people around, kind of sat at the edges of the room on benches. They're talking. They all look up at you, and a few people carry on looking, but others they go back to chatting. The people that stay looking at you, they know who you are, you think.
Hello.
Notably, Stenbroth is not there,
Oh,
but Lysander is, and you'll see her at the back of the room, sat in a small chair next to the large one, and she sees you, and her lip shakes a little bit.
quivering women.
Yeah.
Hello, my fine lady.
Hello, sir.
There is Stenbroth.
Stenbroth, he has gone to the mine
Okay.
to.
Well, how are you doing?
I did not sleep. I continue to see Mariel's face.
Yeah. Terrible business. But unfortunately, that is the way of these things. You never know what's going to happen. All of us have some chewing tobacco. It's my infinite chewing tobacco pouch.
He will look at it and take a small piece.
Yeah. This helps. You concentrate on the chewing.
And she'll sniff at it, and she'll put a little bit in her mouth and retch slightly, but then carry on trying to chew. And say,
You'll get used to it.
well, sir, what can I do for you?
Well, I suppose you can help me. We have a list of things that we need to acquire, and Sembrov said he'd reimburse us or pay for it. So we just wanted to get the go ahead so we can go back to the blacksmith and the farrier even. The inn.
Of course. Let me fetch for you a note of credit. I am entitled to sign for those, I believe.
Wunderbar.
What do you need? Tell me.
Well, I don't know about the drugs, so they're not on this list.
Yes, of course.
Safario's going to sort us out equipment for 4 horses and the food from the inn, a few extra nights stay. Was there anything else?
That is Brent, and that is Tolmond, your father, boy. And the boy nods and explains what's going on there. And he talks to they chatter between each other a little bit, and he kind of says what they're going to offer. It sounds to you like it'll be he'll keep the beds free for a few nights and provide you with a few days worth of food. And then he'll relay a bit of the conversation from Brent about what you talked about with the 4 saddles.
Yeah.
Ask if they'll both look back at you, and she'll say, yes, I think we can cover that. And so she'll write up 2 notes that are signed to a particular value, just with accounts and dates and things like that on them, and then give them to you and say, yes, take these to Tolman, take these to Brent, and you will be able to. They will give you what you need.
Danke, mein Freund. Do not worry, it gets easier over time, and vengeance will be yours and your forgiven. And then we'll leave.
Thank you, sir. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And I'll look for something metallic on the way out to spit some shit into.
You can find a kind of a cup that was probably used for water or small beer an hour before.
Can I flex and try and get it from 10 foot away?
You can make me an agility roll if you try that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or a presence test.
I'm going to make this woman swoon.
By spitting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
You look her dead in the eye, and then you look back at the cup and just go ding, and there's a really satisfying kind of ding to it at the range that you're at that fills the room, and other people look up and gasp, and one person looks like he's going to clap for a brief second but doesn't.
You're gonna get laid.
It's not. And then we'll leave.
While you're walking back, he asks you, he turns to you and says, Father told me something of what happened at Manupgang.
Oh, yeah.
The town will never be the same, will it?
Is something like this never happened? Maybe not in your lifetime, but your father's or grandfather's.
I don't know.
These things are very common nowadays. You will recover. And then I'll kind of like grab him by the ear, not hard, and just be like, it'll be fine, and shake his head a bit. Don't you worry, you're too young to worry about these.
You should prime him here, Sam. It's like you should be looking for love.
The warm embrace of some German arms. Feel this axe shaft, how long it is. I'm not saying this.
It's fine. Vic, what are you going to do? You've left the herbalist's house. Where are you going to head?
I was going to wander off just looking for Sam when he was in the. Actually, no, because we'd been there about the same time when it. I just went off wandering around, looking for the rest of the lads and shit.
You can wander into town and through the town. Most of it
Yeah.
is residential. You can kind of surmise pretty quickly that most of the people who live here work in the mine. There are some bits of street that are stoned, and some bits which are stepped and lined with stone, and some
Like,
bits which have wooden plank to keep people up out of the mud, and some bits which are just soft, furrowed, rutted mud.
So like a stereotypical serial killer.
Yes.
I want to go back to the mine where I
Yes.
mutilate that corpse.
Yeah, so there is a bit of a small crowd gathering outside. It's people in their mining clothes. They've got their dusty old shirts on. They're kind of carrying things. The tools are loaded onto the back of a cart, and so there's a cart with a mule at the head of it, and people are standing up and waiting outside, and a couple of larger men are turned back to face back onto the crowd. Nobody's going in yet. You guys didn't shut the gates to the mine last night, so the gates are still open. But
Okay.
yeah.
So, alright.
There's a small crowd that might be difficult for you to get through without a bit of pushing.
Well, I'm batshit fucking crazy, so I'm
Yep.
gonna push my way through the crowd.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, and people don't resist, especially. You can do that, but
Just to see what the fuck is going on and see
yeah.
what's happened after we've left the gate open then, because
Mhm.
yeah, people might have come back, some other shit might have happened, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. And once you get up to the edge of it, you will see actually a small work party has made its way in. So some daylight again comes in, enough to fill the kind of entrance chamber, which is what you had on the table there in front of you, and the area that you had the feast in last night. The daylight goes in a little deeper, and so you can see the entrances to the holes here. And a small work party have come together, so that some of the tables have been pushed aside. The braziers have been upright and extended, and there's a small group of people working to clear up the main chamber. The bodies of the dead people have been lined up, so if we work this out, and so the tables are now pushed to the edges, and the dead bodies are in, together.
Yeah.
Over at the side here, including that poor soul. They kind of go in together. You all can take yourselves off and away if you'd like. Whose D4 is this?
Pass.
It could be mine.
It's mine. No?
Yours.
Yeah, it's. Well, I haven't thrown my D4, but I'll have it.
Sternbrot is in there and amongst them, by the way. He's directing people and making sure that they are, I don't know, not too sad about the mine shaft full of corpses.
That'd be right. They'll get over it.
Yeah.
Am I able to see like how many bodies there are? Do I know that there is the exact like the amount that
You can spend a moment counting them. They're all accounted for.
Okay.
Including your last man.
Then I guess I'm going to shout out Sternbot's name. Sternbrot?
Yeah.
I'm going to shout for him. Sternbrot. Sternbrot.
Yeah, and the guy looks up at you. He looks up at you, and a few others of them do. And then he starts walking up your way.
Okay. So, I know Ralph was meant to find you with some little boy he took. You're going to pay for our supplies for this mission, quest, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, very well.
Good. We need a writ of purchase or warrant or whatever, or just gold. I do not care. Just whatever I need to get what supplies we need.
Oh, uh, okay. What do you need? Tell me, and I shall write for it or give you
We need
silver.
food and herbs for medicine. Maybe some tack and stuff for
You don't know that.
horse. Food and herbs. Maybe armor. As you see, we are not very heavily armored.
As you see, nor are we. This is not a military garrison, sir.
We will tell you what exactly. But I need money for food and horse or writ, so we can get food and medicine for this journey.
Of course. Whom have you spoken to about the food? It is best to get.
We have not seen is it Tomlin? Whatever
Tolmond. He keeps an inn.
Yes, him. It is his boy that Ralph has taken off somewhere.
Oh well.
I dread for that boy.
Tolman's son will have taken your friend to my home. Lysander will see to him there, I think.
Good. So he may already have the rest for food, but I
Okay.
went to see medicine, the alchemist or herbalist, whomever you call.
Tamer. They are
The giant. He's very tall.
They are tall. I understand you. Tamer, yes. Good at their craft, not as social.
No, must not be. I nearly stab him.
You have spoken to them.
I have spoken to him.
Yes, and Tamer's craft is volatile, but
I know.
in any case, what do you need from them? Do they have what you are searching for?
Yes, maybe more than maybe other bits too, but mostly what I needed at the time.
Fine, of course. Let me write for you. What is it that you have been
20
offered?
silver should do.
20. Well, I will write. And he goes to one of the guys at at the edge of the crowd and says, talks to him very briefly and has a pencil and some paper. So I will write for you to a credit of 20 silver.
Yes, that should do.
Oh, okay. And writes it up. And just scrolls it.
Yeah.
And passes it to you.
Okay. And then after that, I'm going to take a wander back to the alchemist that I pissed off.
Yeah,
The
sure.
alchemist.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to ask him if he's got any like healing herbs or anything like that we could buy to take with us in case someone gets wounded.
So and they look at you and so you can get the. So I'll tell you what they've offered you mechanically.
The mushrooms, like the hallucinogenic and opium, that is literally just roleplay
Personal
drug
use.
Okay, well, the way that this stuff will work, because there are rules for like herbalist stuff.
Cool.
So there's an elixir vitalis. So the stuff that you were offered in the little white vial, or the little white stuff, it's a single dose of a D6 HP heal, or it will stop a single infection.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second stuff, the Azumiel's powder. If you inhale it, you have to pass it. It's a DR14 test, so it's you will have hallucinations, arguably fun, but severe hallucinations for D4 hours, for 1D4 hours.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
is
Oh fuck
definitely coming.
And you've got enough of that for let's roll.
Please
this.
pop it when we get into combat.
You've got enough
No,
of that
just
for 2
before.
uses.
Yeah.
Nice. Who says I won't blow it in your boys' face?
Ooh.
Papa Shane.
Phrasing.
Yeah. So did you get that, Vic? So you've got one use of the elixir and 2
Right.
uses of the powder.
Oh, must be that's terrible. What was it? Vital.
Elixir Vitalis. Just put elixir and that's fine, you know.
And the other one was
Ezumiel's Vapor, it's called. Again, you could put mushroom powder if you want.
Right.
yeah. Whoa. Okay, I spelled mushroom. Fucking shit. Right. Yeah. And that there was for 13 gold, wasn't it? Those three.
8 and 5, yeah.
Yeah. So then, can I ask of him, obviously, whatever like stuff he's got that's proper healing, not stuff that's gonna make you trip balls.
Well, so
So I've got like 7 silver to spend
yeah.
there. So, you know,
If it is health you want, I can recommend an apple.
I have a fucking fire starter person. He likes to start arsonists with us. Is there anything to help him with that?
Oh,
Well,
for
we have
compulsions.
Ralph. We have Ralph. He needs to stick wood in his wood, if you get me. Any
For
help with that?
for compulsions, I would recommend only sleep and convalescence and the
Let's tell him to
grace
come
of.
back here and burn your house down.
Sir, please, I'm a busy person.
I bring you business, sir. 20 silver.
I have little else that is ready and eager to go. That is my last vial of the elixir now, and
Okay.
I appreciate your business. Thank you for your credit. Quite what you have with your arrangement with the mayor, I will not pry.
Okay. You take all 20. Bye.
Well, I cannot easily give you credit for change for a credit note, but they'll take the handwritten note and stuff it into their robe. And
Oh, it's so tempting to take a hit of that powder right now.
You gotta check it. It's good.
Yeah.
I will when I put it in your fucking food. Hey. Might give it to the horses.
Well, I got to nip to the shops for like 10 minutes. Or what's the deal? Is that okay?
I'd plan to wrap up at 10, so we can wrap up now, and you can get adventuring next time because I feel like it's all the in-town stuff done now.
Yeah, in the morning we'll just pick all the shit
yeah.
up and get on and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's absolutely fine with me, and we'll just ride it through to I will save in that case. I know we haven't done much in terms of things, but
No, that's good though.
Just
We've got a chunk of role playing done. That was.
Yeah.
You need a bit of both, like, so I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Tired.
yeah.
It's a hard job to do, fucking GMing after a day's work.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's fine.
It ain't
Well, the nice,
fucking
yeah.
easy, like, yeah.
I said to you I had a lot of this stuff written down already, but it's also it's very light, this stuff, really. I don't have to remember very much, so that's fine. You know. So that's fine. Yeah, cool. Okay. In which case, I'm actually not sure about myself next week.
Okay.
I'm going to check a couple of things. I'll be entirely honest with you. There is an Evil Dead marathon in the cinema in town, so I'm considering going watching
Ooh,
3 Evil
yeah.
Dead movies back to back.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
that'd be
fucking
very
good.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could make RuneQuest characters if anyone's interested. It's a great character creation system, and it's a fucking amazing combat system. Now, it takes about the same time as D&D to run combat, but it's usually only 2 or 3 rounds, and people are dead by the end of it. It's like horrific. So what we could do, I mean, is make some characters, and if we have time, characters will probably take an hour to make, an hour and a half maybe, and then we could just fight them against each other, and then that kind of be an introduction to the combat system.
Cool.
And we could use those same characters then later on at some point, who knows, after D&D, or maybe in front of D&D, to run a little story.
Cool.
And again,